You are unique and amazing, stop comparing yourself to others. Have you ever wondered, why does everyone else seem more successful than me? Why do they have better lives, more happiness? Do you sometimes look at others and feel like you're not good enough? Pause for a moment. Who are you comparing yourself to? And why? Buddha taught us. No one can walk your path but you. And you cannot walk someone else's path. So why do we make ourselves suffer by constantly measuring our worth against others? Today, we're going to explore 5 powerful lessons from Buddhism that will help you let go of comparisons, appreciate yourself, and find peace in the present moment. Stick around until the end. Because there's one crucial truth you need to understand to break free from the cycle of comparison. If this topic resonates with you, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. And don't forget to like and share this video to spread positive energy. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more wisdom from Buddhism to help you live a happier, more peaceful life. Why do we always compare ourselves to others? From the moment we're born, we grow up in a world full of comparisons. Grades in school, jobs, status, appearance, everything seems to be a race. But how can we do that? Stay tuned, because in the next section, we'll dive into 5 powerful Buddhist teachings that will help you break free from comparison and rediscover inner peace. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you're still watching, hit that like button to support the channel and help this video reach more people. Let's get started. You are a unique flower, stop comparing yourself to others. Buddhist wisdom. 1. A garden of unique flowers. Cherry blossom. Imagine walking into a beautiful garden. You see roses, lotuses, daisies, sunflowers, each blooming in its own way. The rose doesn't try to be a lotus. The lotus doesn't wish to be a daisy. Every flower is beautiful simply because it is being itself. Now, take a moment and ask yourself, why do we, as humans, struggle to do the same? Society teaches us to compare. From childhood, we're placed in competition, grades, careers, wealth, looks, relationships. We measure ourselves against others, as if life is a race with one winner. But Buddhism teaches a different truth. Each person is born with their own karma, their own journey. No 2 people have the same path. No 2 people carry the same lessons. So why should we live by someone else's standards? 2. The root of comparison. Why do we do it? Comparison is a habit. It starts young. In school, we're told to be as smart as the top student. At work, we're expected to climb the ladder like our colleagues. On social media, we see curated versions of people's lives and feel inadequate. But here's the problem: comparison steals your peace. The more you compare, the less you appreciate your own strengths. Instead of cultivating your own life, you spend time watching others live theirs. Buddha warned against this in the Dhammapada. Do not waste your time looking at the faults or successes of others. Focus on your own path. Think about it: if a sunflower spent its whole life wishing it were a rose, it would never bloom to its full potential. The same applies to you. 3. The pain of living someone else's life. Let's say you try to mold yourself into someone else's idea of success. Maybe you force yourself into a career that doesn't fulfill you, just because society calls it successful. Maybe you change your personality to fit in, afraid of being different. But at what cost? Stress, anxiety, a constant feeling of not enough. The Buddhist concept of dukkha, suffering, explains that attachment to false ideals leads to dissatisfaction. If you tie your happiness to being like someone else, you'll always feel like you're falling short. There is only one you in this lifetime. If you don't embrace your own uniqueness, who will? 4. The power of self-acceptance. The moment you accept yourself as you are, something shifts. You stop running. You stop feeling like you need to prove yourself. You realize that your value was never based on comparison, it was always within you. Buddhism teaches that true peace comes from inner acceptance, not external validation. When you understand this, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of measuring up. A Zen proverb says, "When the flower blooms, the bees come uninvited." You don't have to chase approval. Just be yourself. And the right things will flow to you naturally. 5. 3 ways to stop comparing and start appreciating yourself. Now, how do we break free from comparison? Here are 3 practical Buddhist-inspired practices. Keycap 1. Practice gratitude for your unique journey. Each morning, instead of checking social media or worrying about what others are doing, pause. Write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself. Your kindness. Your resilience. Your ability to bring joy to others. When you focus on your own strengths, you shift from comparison to appreciation. Keycap 2. Shift your perspective, the 5-year rule. Whenever you catch yourself comparing, ask, in 5 years, will this comparison even matter? Most of the time, the answer is no. The things we compare, money, status, looks, are temporary. What truly matters is inner peace, relationships, and living authentically. Keycap 3. Meditate on impermanence. Comparison often comes from clinging to external things, success, beauty, possessions. But Buddhism teaches that everything changes. A meditation practice to try. Close your eyes and reflect. The flower blooms, then fades. The sun rises, then sets. Seasons change, people grow, life moves forward. Realizing this helps you detach from the illusion of better and embrace your own path. Final thought, you are enough. The lotus doesn't wish to be a rose. The sun doesn't compare itself to the moon. You are enough exactly as you are. So the next time you feel the urge to compare, pause. Breathe. Remember, you are a unique flower, meant to bloom in your own time. Here's a 1,000-word script expanding on the theme, comparison is the path to suffering, with Buddhist wisdom. We become attached to the idea that we're only valuable if we're better than someone else. This creates envy, self-doubt, and endless dissatisfaction. If we feel less than others, we suffer. If we feel better than others, we suffer too, because we live in fear of losing that position. Either way, comparison robs us of peace. 2. The illusion of their perfect life. Comparison often comes from not seeing the full picture. Think about this, the people you envy. They have struggles you don't see. The millionaire businessman might have no time for his family. The Instagram model might struggle with deep insecurities. The successful CEO might battle loneliness every day. Buddhism teaches that life is suffering, dukkha, everyone has their own burdens. The problem is, we only see the highlight reel of others' lives while living in the raw, unedited version of our own. This creates a distorted reality. We assume others have it easier, when in truth, no one is free from challenges. 3. The cycle of never-ending craving. Let's say you achieve what you once envied, maybe you get that job, that car, that perfect body. Does happiness follow? For a short time, yes. But soon, you will never feel fulfilled. 4. The mind's game, self-judgment and envy. Comparison is tricky. It takes 2 forms. Feeling inferior, I'm not good enough. Feeling superior, at least I'm better than them. Both lead to suffering. Feeling inferior breeds self-doubt, insecurity, and low self-worth. Feeling superior creates pride, fear of failure, and isolation. In both cases, your peace is controlled by external factors. Someone else's success shouldn't define your worth. Buddhism teaches equanimity, upekkha, a mindset of non-attachment. You are neither better nor worse than anyone else. You are simply on your own path. 5. Breaking free, 3 Buddhist practices to end comparison. How do we stop this habit of comparison? Buddha taught, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, wise people remain unmoved by praise or blame. This means, your worth is not defined by others. Your happiness does not depend on status. Your peace is found in the present moment. Instead of looking outward, turn inward. That is where true freedom begins. Final thought. Return to yourself. Stop chasing. Stop comparing. Start being present with yourself. When you focus on your own path, you will no longer be concerned with who is ahead or behind. You will simply walk in peace. True happiness comes from contentment, not competition. In a world that constantly pushes us to achieve more, have more, and be more, happiness isn't found in having more. It's found in knowing you already have enough. Comment below, what's one thing you're grateful for today? Your only journey is becoming better than yesterday. In a world where competition is everywhere, it's easy to get caught up in comparisons. We look at others and think, am I doing enough? Am I successful enough? Am I falling behind? But Buddhism teaches a different path, one that frees us from the constant pressure to keep up. Buddha said, the only competition that matters is with yourself. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. This is the only race worth running, the journey of becoming a better version of yourself, step by step, day by day. 1. The trap of comparison. Social media, society, and culture all push us toward measuring our worth by external standards. Who has the best job? Who's making the most money? Who's the most successful? It's an endless cycle. The problem with comparing yourself to others is that there is no finish line. Buddha taught, comparison is the thief of joy. Why? Because there will always be someone ahead of you. If you base your happiness on being better than others, you will never feel truly at peace. What if you let go of this race and focused only on your own growth? 2. The only race that matters. If you must compare yourself to someone, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you kinder today than you were yesterday? Have you learned something new? Have you improved your patience, your mindset, or your habits? This is what real progress looks like. The goal isn't to be the best, it's to be better than before. Buddha said, a disciplined mind brings happiness. When you shift your focus to self-improvement instead of competition, you start living for yourself, not for external validation. 3. Growth without pressure. Many people think that self-improvement means pushing yourself relentlessly. But true personal growth should not feel like a burden. You can strive for growth while also embracing where you are. You can work hard without feeling like you're in a race. You can learn from others without feeling like you're falling behind. The key is balance, progress with peace, growth without stress. Buddha taught, do your work with mastery, but let go of attachment to results. What if success wasn't about reaching a destination, but about enjoying the journey? 4. How to measure your own growth. Since life isn't about competing with others, how do you track progress in a meaningful way? Try these simple self-reflection questions. What small step did I take today to improve myself? What is one lesson I learned today? How did I handle a challenge differently than I would have in the past? How did I show kindness today? When you focus on internal progress, you realize that success isn't about money, status, or external achievements, it's about who you are becoming. 5. The mindset shift that changes everything. If you constantly feel like you're not enough, try this. Stop asking. Try these daily habits. Morning reflection. Set an intention for the day, how do I want to grow today? Remind yourself, I don't need to rush. Small steps matter. Mindful learning. Read something that inspires you. Learn from mistakes without self-judgment. Urge gratitude over comparison. Instead of thinking, why don't I have what they have? Shift to I am grateful for what I have and how I am growing. Evening reflection. Ask yourself, did I improve in some way today? Celebrate small victories. Growth isn't always obvious. But it's always happening. 7. Redefining success. Success isn't about being ahead of others. Success is waking up with a peaceful heart. Becoming wiser, kinder, and more patient each day. Learning to embrace life as it is. Buddha said, a person who masters themselves is greater than one who conquers 1,000 men in battle. This is the ultimate truth. Your only real competition is yourself. Conclusion. You are unique, embrace yourself. In a world that constantly tells us to fit in, to meet expectations, and to compete, it's easy to forget one simple truth: you don't have to be like anyone else. Buddha taught, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. The beauty of life lies in its diversity. Just like no two flowers in a garden are the same, no two people are meant to be identical. You are unique, and that is your greatest gift. Let go of comparison. Comparison is a habit that steals joy. When we compare ourselves to others, we create unnecessary suffering. We either feel superior, which feeds our ego, or we feel inferior, which creates self-doubt. Neither leads to true happiness. Buddha said, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. Instead of looking at what others have or what they have achieved, focus on your own journey. Your life is unfolding at its own perfect pace. Appreciate who you are. You are not here to impress others. You are not here to meet someone else's expectations. You are here to live your own truth and find peace within yourself. The moment you stop comparing, you start seeing your own worth. You realize that success is not about being ahead of someone else, but about being content with who you are. Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The more you appreciate yourself, the more at peace you become. Live your own life. Stop comparing, it only leads to suffering. Appreciate yourself, you are already enough. Enjoy life, this moment is a gift. Happiness is not about proving yourself to the world. It's about waking up each day and feeling grateful for who you are and where you are in life. Final thought. You are unique. You are enough. You are exactly where you need to be. If this message resonates with you, hit like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more wisdom from Buddhism. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.